recording.
Hi, everyone. Scott joined.
Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Doing well.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 4 o'clock. The meeting isn't officially called to order because we do not have a quorum as of yet. And I will confirm that we only have 4 board members. Welcome back, everyone, however. And thank you for your continued commitment to the Wake Forest Charter Academy Board and the Wake Forest Charter Academy family. While we're kind of waiting for a quorum, Ms. Cooper, do we have anyone to appear before us today so I can give the public comment guidelines?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. And Attorney Rasco has joined us. Scott, you're on twice. And board, I would suggest if you're not speaking, to please mute yourselves so we will not have any feedback. So again, if you're not speaking, if you would mute yourselves so we do not have any feedback. And we're still awaiting on one more person, board member. And would you double check me because I can't see for the agenda as well. I can scroll down to see. So far we have Scott, Selena, Marilyn, and Hilda. Scott, Selena, Marilyn, and Hilda. That is 4. We need one more person to establish a quorum for this meeting. And once we do, the meeting will be officially called to order.
Can you all see my screen?
We can.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very clear. Again, welcome back, everyone, as we wait to establish a quorum. We need one more board member. And of course, we have to have a quorum to take action. And we do have action items. Marilyn, I don't see you anymore. Do you see her, Khaditra?
I'm here.
Okay, good.
I just contacted Willie Thompson. He says he's in the process of joining.
All right, thank you very much.
And Madam President, just to let you know, as I'm sharing my screen, I've lost sight of the actual individuals in the meeting right now. But once I stop sharing my screen, then you guys will pop up. Did you hear me?
Looks like she might be on mute. Keisha,
Okay.
I see who's out here. Nobody else has joined yet.
Okay.
Okay, and I see everybody who's here on my right side of the screen.
I can see the number. We have 7 participants currently.
Still waiting.
This is Marilyn. Madam President,
Yes.
Willie just sent me a text. He said he's having computer problems, but he's still coming in. He's still on his way to join.
Okay, he can come in by phone if you like. Thank you.
I think he knows that. I'll tell him.
So it looks like Mr. Thompson has made it into the meeting.
And Madam Secretary, make a note that he joined at 4:10. So, Board, I am officially calling this meeting to order at 4:10 p.m. as we have now established a quorum. And I'll check one more time, Ms. Cooper, if we have anyone who is going to want to present some public comments at this time.
Not at this time. We have 8 participants in the meeting.
All right, thank you very much. Roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Madam President.
You're
Hilda
welcome.
Parlay.
Present.
Hilda Parlay is present. Marilyn Bonnet.
Present.
Marilyn Bonnet is present. Selena Gary. Selena Gary is present. Scott Dable.
Present.
Scott Dable is present. And Willie Thompson.
Present.
Willie Thompson is present. We are currently missing 2 members, Mark Marley and Nicholas Gornell, but we do have a quorum established for our members. Non-board members in attendance. Principal Brandy Gill.
Present.
Principal Gill is present. Khaditra Cooper.
Present.
Khaditra Cooper is present. And Donna Rasco.
Present.
Donna Rasco is present. That concludes the roll call, Madam President.
All righty, thank you very much. Approval of the agenda. Approval of the agenda. I do have one item to add or to amend to action items 10E, approval of the auditor's letter of engagement and the contract. Again, amending the agenda to include action item 10E, approval of the auditor's letter of engagement and the contract. Are there any other changes? If not, is there a motion to amend?
Madam President, it's Scott. I will second that motion.
Will you make the motion?
Sure. I'll second the approval of the agenda to include action item 10E, approval of the auditor's letter and contract.
And contract. Well, okay, I'll take that as a motion. Is there a second?
Madam, it's Marilyn, I second.
It has been moved by Scott Dable and seconded by Marilyn Burnett that we amend the agenda to include action item 10E, approval of the auditor's letter of engagement and the contract. Any more discussion on the matter? If not, will everyone mute if you're not speaking so we will not get feedback, please? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Hilda Parlay.
Approves.
Hilda Parlay approves. Marilyn Bonnet.
Approve.
Marilyn Bonnet approves. Selena Gary approves. Scott Dable.
Approves?
Scott Dable approves. And Willie Thompson. Willie Thompson.
Approved.
Willie Thompson approves. Madam President, we have a unanimous approval of the agenda, which includes amended to include action item 10E, the approval of the articles of engagement for our auditor.
Okay, it will be read as letter of engagement.
Yes.
All righty, thank you. Any board organizational matters? I have none. Are there any board organizational matters? If not, we'll go on to my president's report. As of March 3rd, 2021, the average daily membership as of March 1 is, the capacity is 760 students. We have 750 enrolled, and the wait list 1,055 students as of March 1st, 2021. Again, capacity 760, enrolled 750, The wait list 1,055. We are still strong. And the next one is the allotment as of February 25th, 2021. State Public School Fund subtotal, as you can see there, $4,874,312.50, noting the line items. Federal programs subtotal, $207,928, and the grand total, $5,082,240.50. And you can see the breakdown of the federal and state items. And the next part of my report is the NC Access Equity Working Group. We met on February 16th. And of course, this group is designed to make sure that all charter schools are implementing equity within each school. That means assuring that all students will have the same educational opportunities without any biases of race, class, language proficiency, disability, sex, and other factors, could be economic, to attend all of our high quality charter schools. And this round, we dove deeply into how academics will look toward the bottom of that page, academics and achievement, how equity will look there, demographics, whether location will have some kind of impact on how equity is shown in the particular schools, discipline and satisfaction, and the feedback that we will get, as well as how equity will look in staff diversity, as well as board diversity. And I think this board for sure, I think look really good. We have diverse skills as well as diverse ethnicity. And I will report at each meeting how this particular group is progressing toward equity. And there will be observations in various schools after this particular group gets all of the rubrics and implementation of certain documents in place. Our March moral focus is encouragement, supporting each other to be our best. And then, of course, happy St. Patrick's Day. Are there questions about my report? If not, thank you very much. Going on to management reports. The principal's report, Principal Gill.
Hello, let me see here. Let me share my screen so you guys can see. Please let me know when you can see that.
We can see it.
All right, and is it large enough for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So the first is an update for Plan A. Overall, wanting to just let you guys know how we're doing with that. We're excited to have our kiddos back in the building on tomorrow. Will be the first wave coming in with our hybrid A and B kids coming to school together. We'll have a total of 73% of school students back in face-to-face in K-5. Face-to-face learning. This is for all the parents that completed the survey by the deadline and wanted in-person learning. We did have to make some changes per grade level, and so I'll just talk you guys through that really quickly. In kindergarten, we have 3 in-person kindergarten classrooms with 1 sub, and we have a virtual classroom for kindergarten. At first grade, we have 2 substitutes. We have a total of 3 in-person learning classrooms. We have 1 substitute in there for our first grade. I'm sorry, 2 substitutes in there for first grade. There's a lot of changes, so I'm trying to go through all of them. We have 1 virtual class for first grade. And we have a combo class. We'll have first and second grade learners in there to decrease class sizes. One of the things that we had to do When going to Plan A, we had to look at the number of staff members that would need medical leave for Plan A, and that was a total number of 6 teachers in K-5. And so we had to really be creative about the class sizes that we had in order to keep some of our staff on campus or to give remote access. And that remote is also virtual academy for our students that also want remote. And those classes are taught by our teachers that also requested the need for remote learning. So in 2nd grade, we have 2 in-person 2nd grade classrooms. We have 1 virtual classroom. And again, we have that combo class with 1st and 2nd graders to decrease class sizes. There were no changes really in 3rd. The personnel stayed the same. We had a large number of our 3rd graders wanting to remain virtual. So our teachers are going to teach what we call our virtual kids and our in-person kids at the same time. And then in 4th grade and 5th grade, we had to decrease class sizes and use a couple of extra classrooms. We have 2 substitute teachers in 4th grade and 1 in 5th grade. We actually were not able to fill that substitute position in 5th grade, so our 8th grade teachers are helping out as most of 8th grade is virtual right now. And so they are helping out with that extra 5th grade classroom when they teach virtual. And we have a pair going in to support those learners. Those students stay in that extra classroom for 1 week and they rotate through. So 3 weeks out of a month, they are with their regular classroom teacher. They still log into their classes and see their teachers remotely as they are working. The substitute will support with the content, like instructional content paperwork, as the kids are working in that remote classroom, and students will always have access to their regular teachers, their 4th and 5th graders. So that's a little bit of, about how it's looking. We have, again, the extra 4th grade classroom and the extra 5th grade classroom to decrease the class sizes. Overall, for Plan A, we are rocking and rolling. As I said, we were able to fill most of our substitute positions, and the one that we were hoping to fill, that person backed out, and so our 8th grade teacher is helping. 8th grade teachers are going to help out with that, as well as a para helping as well to help meet the needs of those students. And with this plan, we were able to keep, outside of needing to fill teaching positions for remote and virtual learning, we were able to keep all of our teachers on campus teaching our kids. So that was really exciting. Any questions, I guess? I'll move on to, do you want me to stop and answer questions about Plan A, or you want me to go straight through and take questions at the very end? A couple of topics.
I have a question. And what is the reason why 3rd grade is not listed?
3rd grade is staying the same. Their numbers, there were no personnel switches for 3rd grade. So 3rd grade is really staying exactly the same as they did before our switch to Plan A. Their numbers pretty much stayed the same as for kids that wanted to come back to in-person. So they are keeping their learning model the same.
It may be good to include them so it will not appear that they were left out.
Sure, I can definitely do that.
And that way, that would be clear.
Yep, I will do that.
Board, do you have any other questions, board members?
Yes, Madam President, this is Selena Gary. I have a question for Principal Gill.
Yes.
How many 3rd grade classes will you have in person?
3 3rd grade classes.
3. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And that's the same that we had before.
All with their regular teachers, correct?
Always there, yes, with the same personnel. Yes, ma'am.
So Principal Gill, it's Scott Dable. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So question, like with the kindergarten, first grade, we're relying pretty heavily on substitute teachers, right? You got, it looks like 2 in kindergarten, 2 in first. Do we have some backup in the event the substitute decides to leave
We are looking
in
to
those
hire,
situations?
yeah, we're looking to hire subs because we've used pretty much all of our regular subs to fulfill these positions. And so we are looking to hire subs. I think when I checked with Miss Ray, we have 3 subs. Again, those subs are not consistent subs. They're just, people volunteering when they can to come in and support. So we are looking, and I put it out in my weekly messenger that we are definitely looking for subs. We have signs outside the school asking people to fill out sub applications. The backup plan would then be to pull one of our intervention or EC pairs if we, have an absence and a sub, can't be there. The other part that we are doing as far as making sure that our kids are getting a instruction is having the certified teacher that is on campus go through a Google Meet so that all students are getting their mini lesson or their lesson from a certified teacher. And then the substitute, once the lesson is, concluded, the substitute then helps the student with their classwork. And that kind of decreases the amount of time students are on the Chromebook. And then the substitutes are required to go to planning and support with small group instruction in the classroom. And the classroom teachers are helping them through that. We did have a long-term sub meeting yesterday to help them understand all the ins and outs of Google Classroom and help them be prepared for monitoring classrooms on tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Moving on to our sub. Yes, ma'am.
I was about to ask you any more questions about Plan A. All right, thank you, Principal Gill. Go ahead.
So summer learning, we are working on that plan. Right now, we're looking at having 6 weeks of summer learning. I'm going to have a teacher committee head that up. We want to make it very fun and interactive for our students. We'll have a couple different programs that we run, some in-person as well as some digital or virtual learning that kids can do throughout the summer to decrease their learning loss. So we will be working on our summer learning program over the next couple of months. Next up is our wellness goals. Our wellness goals, our nutrition goal is goal 1. Nutrition information for food items are easily located on the food service cart that our students go to. So for lunch, there's a cart that kind of goes around and kids can easily see the nutritional value as well as the teachers on the food that is offered as our hot lunch. Also, promoting healthy foods and lifestyle. We talk about what are the smart snacks in the classroom, and we also have the smart snacks posters posted. What we found from this is that the food service specialist does label their snacks appropriately so that we can locate the smart snacks. And we also ask that for school celebrations and birthday parties and things like that, that people bring in healthy snacks. We haven't had a lot of that this year just because of COVID. And we don't allow kids to share those snacks. So we haven't had a lot of snacks come into the building. As far as physical activity, goal 1, classroom teacher promotes physical activity in the classroom for 60 minutes a day. And goal 2 was that the wellness committee members will write an article in the school newsletter. We found that we feel that the K-5 classrooms have met this physical activity requirement of at least 60 minutes a day through recess or items like Go Noodle. We are working on ways to get our middle schoolers up and moving to meet this goal of the 60 minutes. A wellness article will be posted in the school newsletter moving forward. And then for our third goal, we have activities that promote student wellness. And so we talked about professional training for the food service is conducted annually. And we have a healthy food day, which happens the month of March, is my understanding, from Dean Kahn. And then we also have feedback on the wellness policy from parents and staff. So due to COVID, the food service personnel have not received as much training as years prior, but they are working to receive more training. Healthy Snacks Day has been placed on the calendar for March the 24th. And students will be prepared. Students will prepare and send in pictures of the healthy snacks that they prepare at home. So more information on that will be sent out in my weekly message. And then leadership reviewed and provided feedback on the wellness plan on February the 24th. And that was just a quick rundown of our wellness goals. Some of our highlights. Were there any questions about the wellness goals?
Yes, I do, Principal Gill.
Yes,
Now, the
ma'am.
60 minutes, is that 60 minutes per teacher per class? Or how
Yes.
does that work into the schedule of the day?
So yes, it is 60 minutes for per class for each of our students. And so how that works into the day is kids will have about a 25-minute recess. The rest of that time is kind of broken into little 5-minute increments of movement breaks throughout the day. Sometimes teachers work it into their science lessons where they might, take walks to find different things, or even a math lesson to find different shapes around the building. So something that kind of get them up and get them moving. And right now with our students just getting out of the classroom, going to the restroom to take the restroom breaks, to wash their hands, all of those small movement breaks are included in that 60 minutes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, highlights. One of our 8th graders, National Heritage Academy does a moral focused writing and art contest, and one of our 8th graders was chosen to be a finalist for the arts contest. There is a bound book that comes out every year that we typically have out in the office. We don't have them out this year just because of COVID and trying to minimize the things that are out for people to touch. But in years prior, those have been placed in the front office. So once we have that book, that will go in the front office to see our students' artwork on display. Progress towards our charter school goals. So the goal here is talking about meeting expected growth through our EVAS, and this is an account of how our kids have done so far on NC Check-In 2. So students were offered an alternate ELA, and again, check-ins are for 3rd through 8th grade scholars. They take it in ELA and in math. And at 5th grade, they take a science, and in 8th grade, they also take a science check-in. These check-ins are done quarterly so that we can understand how kids are doing with the standards taught. Students were offered an alternate ELA and math assessment for check-in 2 this time, as well as with check-in 1. This time we tried to have more scholars take an assessment, and I think more of our students opted into the alternate for the math and not the ELA. So we did see a difference in numbers and in attendance to come to the building for our NC Check-In 2. So we did see a decline in our math, but NC Check-In 2 for math 1, 5, and 8, they will take that science check-in in March. Overall, 3rd and 8th grade ELA proficiency increased by 2 points, which was great. And Fifth grade ELA had the highest increase from 60% to 71%. Overall math decreased by 15 points from check-in 1 to 2, but seventh grade math did see the highest increase in proficiency. Our teachers will continue to analyze data and look at ways that we can support our students' learning in PLCs. We went through a training actually today to learn how to give the NC Check-In 3 virtually so that everybody's taking the same test. So what's happening right now is that our teachers are trying to analyze multiple places to see where our students are showing proficiency at the end of the quarter. By the time we take a check-in. And so what we want to do now is to have everybody take that same test for check-in 3 so that we have that one piece of data and proficiency can be analyzed the same across the board. So myself, Dean Kahn, our Dean intern, Ms. Hathaway, were trained by Ms. Landeros from our sister school, Peak Charter Academy. They did it for check-in 2 and it ran well. So they shared their, the way they did it and some of their, I guess, like checklists of items and how they went about making sure that their kids were able to get on with Chromebooks. We've been sending out messages to families to make sure everyone has an NHA Chromebook so that we can make sure that we have 100% of our 3rd through 8th grade scholars take the check-in 3 online. And we have some great scores. I hope they have great scores to report to you guys in the next board meeting after our check-in 3. Any questions about check-in 2? Okay. Well, goal 2 here says that we have a balanced budget and we do have a healthy budget. And goal 3 talks about our attendance. Our attendance remains the same. And again, we were top 5 with NHA, which is really great. Updates from our parent network. Our Booster-thon fundraiser has been moved due to Plan A. We were supposed to do that Booster-thon fundraiser in March. After going back and talking with our school leadership, we wanted to push that back a bit. And so we're going to have that fundraiser in April. And that will go towards the basketball court. An update on the basketball court is that the civil engineer received an approval letter from the town. And so we hope to be moving forward with that very soon. Some upcoming events. March the 4th, K-5 hybrid A and B return to school. March the 10th is a half day for students and professional development for teachers. March the 11th, all students that opted into in-person learning are returning to campus. March 16th, we have a coffee with the principal for our new K-2 families. March 23rd, coffee with the principal for our new 3-5 families. And March the 26th is our lottery party. One thing that I did not put on there is that we do have our virtual lottery on March the 10th at 10 a.m. So our staff updates, we have 7 long-term subs. 1 did decline, so we do now just have 6. Seeking to fill 1 EC para position and continuing to hire substitute teachers to help out. Any other questions for me from the board?
Thank you, Principal Gill, for a very thorough and detailed report. Really appreciate that. Board, any other questions before we move on? You're more than welcome. Thank you. Board fund report, please, Ms. Cooper.
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, before we continue, I just need to ask Mark what time he joined the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
4:11.
All right. Thanks, Mark. All right. I'll share my screen really quickly. All right. So the board fund report is as of February 16th, 2021. You have an available balance of $35,313.57. Does anyone have any questions about any activity in the board fund report? All right, that concludes the board fund report.
The monthly financial statement, please, Ms. Cooper.
All right. So the monthly financials start on page, we'll do 13 of your board packet. And this is for the 7 months ending as of January 31st, 2021. You have your percentage of budget remaining for your revenues at 44.60%. And your total expenditures are at 45.05%. I just want to take this time to ask the board, did you have any questions regarding your annual budget amount compared to your year-to-date actual for any line items on the following pages? And please tell me if I'm scrolling too fast.
I didn't see anything that caught my eye as a red flag.
Board, just for clarity, I was not able to review this in detail. Like the president just indicated, Hilda, I didn't see anything either, but again, I was not able to look at the details this month, and I do apologize.
Well, if you guys review it and you see anything, please just send me an email and I will follow up with all of you via email as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Treasurer and Ms. Cooper. Okay. All right, is that it, Ms. Cooper?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
righty, we're ready for the treasurer's report, Mr. Marley.
Get it where you can see me. Here we go. What there is of me. So the primary operating account ended the month of February with $1,188,974.99. We had a balance carried forward from the previous month plus an additional deposit. Withdrawals for the month were only $13,561.42. I foresee there being withdrawals to cover expenses sometime soon. The board fund account ended the month of February with $66,017.38. That's 66017.38. Everything looks to be in order. No unnecessary fees or charges that I've seen so far.
Thank you very much,
And that's
Mr.
all I have.
Treasurer. Thank you very much. Now we're ready for discussion items. A, the Administrative Professionals Week. And I suppose either Ms. Cooper or Principal Gill will speak on that.
I can speak on it. Pretty much just letting you all know that Administrative Professionals Week will be held April 19th through April 23rd. It's pretty much just a time to celebrate the office staff. All from NHA, all office administrators will receive high 5 points to purchase gift cards or gifts of their choosing. So this is just a time for the board to decide what they would like to do to honor the administrative staff, which is the front office.
Well, thank you. And the board will have to make a decision, and we can before April 19th. We won't go into it today. So board members, just be thinking of some ideas at how we can recognize our front office staff. Teacher Appreciation Week, Ms. Cooper.
All right, Teacher Appreciation Week will be held May 3rd through May 7th. And again, this is just an opportunity for NHA as well as the board to celebrate the staff members. And this year's theme, wait a minute, each year they have a theme. It looks like this year they have not disclosed what that theme is just yet. So again, all teachers will receive high five points to purchase gifts of their choosing, and the board can honor the teachers in the way that they would like as well. So that concludes the information for Teacher Appreciation Week.
All righty, thank you, Ms. Cooper. Questions, board, or comments? Very good. Moving right along then to 10C, criteria for hazard pay. 8C, criteria for hazard pay, Ms. Cooper.
Yes. So this is a follow-up to the February board meeting as to obtaining information. So I did connect with NHA on this, and NHA will not be offering teachers hazard pay. They feel they're putting, the right protocols in place to protect the staff and students as best as possible. And in addition to that, I was shared some legislation information for North Carolina. Now, this was as of February 17th, and I do know that there has been some legislative conversation over the course of the last week. However, I did not receive an update yet on the information that I'm about to share with you, but I definitely will. So in early February, Governor Cooper announced his supplemental COVID-19 recovery budget proposal. And with this budget proposal, it recommends that all those employed as of February 1st, 2021 would receive a bonus. So it would be $2,500 for teachers, instructional support personnel, principals and assistant principals, and $1,500 for non-certified school personnel. So I shared this information with your treasurer and board president, and I'm sharing it with you all right now. Any questions on that or any follow-up? Well, I'm going to follow up with you anyway, but is there anything in particular you would like me to inquire about regarding the information I just shared?
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. I would like to know when the bonuses will be dispersed.
Now, this was a proposal, so I need to find that, first of all, the stage of the proposal. Because at this point, it wasn't final. So I will definitely find the stage and also the disbursement timeframe.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for her? All right, Ms. Cooper, we appreciate that. We really do. Next item, funding to reopen safely. Funding to reopen safely. Is that you, Ms. Cooper, or Principal Gill?
Well, I think that, yeah, Principal Gill and I can pretty much kind of tag team on this particular information. So I know with NHA, they do connect with their principals, and out of the principals that I work with, I have not had one that states that they've needed something in order to run their school safely during this time of COVID and have not received it. So pretty much as long, the request goes in, the principal talks about it. So I would need to hear what Principal Gill may need for her school in order to further this conversation.
And I'll have a couple of questions after Principal Gill.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe 3. Okay.
Okay.
Every court request that I put in, we've been able to find the items that teachers have requested. I put out a survey to our teachers for a list of items they needed to feel safe, and NHA did follow through and purchase all of those items.
And what items were they?
So our survey included medical masks for students, as well as medical masks for teachers, just in case a student drops theirs. They asked for gloves. They asked for additional sanitizer for their classrooms. A few teachers asked for the desk plexiglass, like a trifold piece of plexiglass to go around their teacher desk. And a few teachers asked for plexiglass for their classrooms. After we were able to decrease the class sizes, some of them felt like decreased class sizes and able to remove some of the furniture out of the classrooms. The teachers felt like they were able to separate the kids well enough that they did not want the plexiglass. So the number of the order ended up decreasing, and we were able to find enough just to cover our, what we call our smart zone area. And so we have everything that we need at this time.
All righty, thank you very much. Ms. Cooper, would you project the board fund request form, please?
Oh, from Principal Gill?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold
Where
on.
it's noted the 16,672.
Yes,
figure.
ma'am. I also will need
Request,
to
thank you.
project the COVID funding information that you all requested that I obtained as well.
Okay, good.
All right, so here it is. Can you see that?
Yes, that's the
All
one.
right.
That's the one. I noticed that it has outdoor description of the request and says attach supporting documents if necessary. You have outdoor furniture for students and conference attendance. I would like to know which conference and how many are going to participate in the conference and the cost. I think it would help us, the board, to be able to determine what constitutes $16,672. So let's start with the conference attendance. Which conference, at how much cost, and how many
Yes, ma'am.
participants?
Yes, so in the professional development area that when I submitted the request, we would like to attend the Model Schools Conference. And the Model School Conference is for myself and the 3 deans, so that will be 4 total. And it's a virtual conference this year. To attendance for that, if we have our attendance in by the end, our registration in by the end of this month, it is $825 per person. And then the other piece of that is the National Science Teaching Association membership for 6 of our science teachers. And that is $100 per teacher. And that is to allow our science teachers to have more materials and resources to teach our kids in science. The science teachers really feel like they have to do a lot of digging and finding for the science resources. And so they are looking for a couple of things to support. And this is one of the things that they reached out and asked for in regards to helping them with instruction in the classroom. So that total came up to, for the Model Schools Conference, was 4 people at $825 per person. And then the memberships for the teachers are $100 for 6 of those for our science teachers, and that was $4,000. The bigger, it's the Model Schools Conference, and that will be in Nashville, Tennessee, and that runs June the 27th through June the 30th. Within that conference, for the school leadership, it covers rigor and relevance, adding more rigor into the classroom. It covers innovative learning environments to meet the needs of all students, social and emotional well-being, technology integration, organizational structure, leadership strategies, blended, hybrid, and remote learning modalities, cultural relevance, talks about the priority standards and making them part of the everyday instruction, and how to hold quality data teams. This is a conference that I attended with Peak Charter Academy for 2 years in a row, and it's a great conference. You learn a lot. Even as a dean, it really helped me with supporting my teachers in the classroom, and as a leader, it helped me with leadership skills. So it is a great conference to attend, and the deans looked it up and looked at it, and they definitely said that they would want to attend to better their leadership skills as well, to support classroom teachers. So that is.
Okay, and will you be making reports to the board?
Yes, I definitely can. I'll make reports.
Okay, please do.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The other part of that request is the outdoor learning spaces. As you know, with kids coming into the classroom, and just in general, teachers like to take the kids outside when they can, when the weather is nice. Especially with COVID right now, they want to get the kids outside of the classroom as much as possible during lunch. And we have only one space right now with picnic tables. We have a couple other spaces around the building that we could incorporate picnic tables or some type of seating for students to go outside to have lunch or to have some type of learning opportunity outside. And so the spaces that we looked at are a garden space to incorporate some wooden benches, a patio space, which is by the back parking lot where you do drop off, and it's right there by the back, the bike racks. We could incorporate some picnic tables there, metal picnic tables, so that they would last. And then adding additional picnic tables to the space that we already have. And that total came up to $12,572. The metal picnic tables we know will last longer, but they are a little bit more expensive. And that's why our total is $16,672.
Principal Gill, how many picnic tables
Is
is
this
that?
Scott speaking? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Scott.
So yes, from our vendor, the metal picnic tables run $1,139. And we are looking at buying 6 rectangular ones or square. The square and the rectangle ones are the same cost. And then the round ones to add to our existing space, which you may have seen them when you're at the school in that blue, they're blue, adding 2 more of those so that we could fit a class out there. And those are $1,269 a piece.
I wish that all this had been itemized. And we would
Yeah,
be putting our calculator, trying to figure out all of this. An itemization would have been wonderful.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I sent an itemized list and I did not realize that they didn't forward that over.
Mm.
But if you would like,
Any
I
more
can go
questions
through
or comments, board?
if you would like, I could go through the itemized list again.
Well, it
or
would be
maybe,
better
Madam
if it's,
President, yeah, either go
yes,
through it or maybe
Scott.
send it so we can, yeah, I was gonna say, Madam President, if we
Yeah,
can either
send it
go
to
through
us,
it and or
please.
send it to us just so we could look at it, it would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll go
Right.
ahead and send it over.
Okay, good.
This
So
is
you're
Willie
emailing
Thompson.
it now?
Hello, this is
Yes,
Willie
Mr.
Thompson.
Yes,
Also-
Mr. Thompson.
Is there some sort of way you can include seating capacities also?
Seating capacities for the outdoor furniture or the space
Yes,
in general?
Yeah, say before and after, how much you're increasing it per seating of capacity for the outside areas?
Okay, yes, I can try to do that really quickly.
Principal Gill, can you send that to me as well? I never received the itemized information.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
So board, did you want to wait until she emails it and we go back over this, or just have it, because it is not an action item? Well, it is an action item, but I guess we'll have to wait.
Madam President, as we wait, I can go through the
Yeah.
COVID-related expenses, if that's okay.
Okay. Now we have to go in and check our emails. Unless it can be rejected. Send it to Khaditra, Principal Gill, and then she can at least project it. Okay, that's
Yes, ma'am, I can do that.
something else.
Yes, ma'am. This is the information that you all requested of me as well, that I just wanted to follow up with you about. From the last meeting, you just asked about line items that were related to COVID and what they came up to and how much revenue had come in. So this is the information that I included with your board packet information that I emailed you earlier this week.
Oh yeah, we have that.
Mhm. So I just wanted to make sure, does anyone have any questions about anything that I can follow up on?
And this is as of December 31st,
Yes, ma'am.
2020.
Madam President, this is Donna. I have a question.
Yes, Donna.
I know you say here that the total revenue received to cover the expenses.
Mhm.
I would just question whether it would be helpful to know the source of that revenue, because there are all kinds of conversations, including conversations, of course, the board's having right now about sources of funding to address COVID issues. And we know that there has been some at the state and federal level, and it would appear there's more coming down the pike. And it may be helpful just to be clear about, you know, what sources are we talking about? And also it would give the board the opportunity to contemplate, as it is already doing right now, that sometimes the revenue to cover what might be called a COVID-related expense is actually money the board is choosing to pull from existing money. It's not COVID money that the state or federal government or somebody has given them. So, and I don't want to make it too complicated, but I would just suggest that there might be value in being clear about where is it that the board has received funds to cover COVID expenses.
Okay. In the financials that they have on a monthly basis, I need to go in and actually look, but under revenue, there are some I guess, line items under the revenue that I shared with them a little earlier are COVID, quote unquote, COVID related, but I just need to total those up and see if they come to that amount as of December 31st, but I can definitely do that.
I guess what I'm talking about is that there are a limited number of state and federal provisions for monies related to COVID. So I assume we can be specific about where COVID related money came from.
The source of the revenue.
Right.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Yes, that makes sense, Attorney Rasco. We have to know every little thing, especially when it comes to money. Any other questions or comments, board? Well, Principal Gill is going to have Ms. Cooper reject those itemized items.
Well,
Those
you know,
items
actually,
in her request for the board fund request.
actually, Principal Gill can project it as well, if that would make it a little bit clearer.
Yeah, it would. You're
Forgot
so
about
right.
that.
That's right.
Oh, I think she just sent it.
And I'm looking,
Okay.
seems like there's $1,000 difference. We'll see when she projects.
She just sent it, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. She could have.
It's up. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for you guys to see.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
All right.
We got it.
Okay, here we go. Mark, are you
Mark.
speaking?
Say that again.
Well, he muted now. All right, let's go through this. $400 per seat, 16 to 24. 8 at 400. Okay, that's 32. Patio. And that was a good question, Mr. Thompson. As it's showing right here, yeah. Those are some big tables if they're gonna hold 24. Is this in space for the metal rounds?
Well,
Well, 24.
It would be total with the 6 tables there. Each table sits about 4 students.
Oh, okay, good. Good, okay. About to say, whoa, no space in there. Okay. And the model school conference. We see that, the national science. Total 4,000. Okay, that I feel better now that it's in graphics. And we all will have a copy of that to add to our materials for today. All right, board members, any other questions or comments on that?
Yeah, Madam President, there's just,
Yes, Mr. Scott.
so down there under professional development, the figure's not accurate, before at the 825. The
Right,
3,500 is,
you're right. That should be
overstated.
3,300.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, that should be 33.
Thank you.
All righty, and I'm coming up with 1,000 difference. Let's see. Board, take out your calculators. That's 3,200. Equals. Okay. $12,572. Okay. So the total is 3,900 for professional development. So
Madam President, the total appears to be $200
Yes.
off, $200 off.
right, I have 16,472.
Right.
Yes.
Because the model schools conference should be 3,300.
Exactly. That's what I have too, Mr. Thompson and the rest of the board. And Principal Gill, 16,472.
Yes, thank you for noticing that. I will correct that and I'll resend it to you guys.
All righty. Any more questions, comments, or observations? All righty. So that concludes that part. So now I move that we go into closed session to confer with board legal counsel pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A3. Is there a second?
Madam, it's Marilyn. I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Hilda Parlay and seconded by Marilyn Renette that we go into closed session to confer with board legal counsel pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A3. Discussion. If not, all those in favor, roll call, please, Madam Secretary. Roll call, please, Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Thank you, Madam President.
Yes, roll call, please, quickly.
Hilda Parlay,
Agree. Approve.
Marilyn Bonnet,
Agree.
Mark Marley,
Agree.
Selena Gary agrees. Nicholas Gorno, I'm sorry, Nicholas Gorno is not here. Scott Dable,
Agree.
Scott Dable agrees, and Willie Thompson.
Agree.
Willie Thompson agrees. We have a unanimous decision to move to closed session.
Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
All right, so I'll put
Secretary.
you,
Noted that we are going into closed session at 5:08 p.m. And Ms.
And
Cooper, would you give
yes,
us the room
ma'am.
to go into, please?
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
And I just want to confirm who all goes into the room. I know it's the board members and legal counsel. Will Principal Gill be joining you?
No, it'll be just the board and Attorney Rasco.
Okay, please wait because due to the fact that you're live streaming, there is a delay. So you're gonna have to wait about 15 seconds or so, or else everyone. will
Attorney
be able to
Rasco
hear.
is trying to say something.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Khadija, and Madam President. I was just going to say that there is an ongoing legal matter that I need to update you on. It'll be very brief. In
Oh, okay.
addition to the matter that I believe Madam President needs to discuss. And it would probably be helpful for Principal Gill to be present for that. So perhaps if she can start out in closed session with you and you can let her know when you're going to move to the second topic.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to put Principal Gill in there as well. Brandy, there'll be a button where you can say leave the meeting. So you'll have to do it that way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm putting you all in now. Please delay. Mark, you're heading in now. Okay. Hey, Brandy.
Okay, I'm back.
All righty, we are still live on YouTube, you and I.
Okay, I see Marilyn, Selena, Hilda. Waiting on Willie, Mr. Thompson.
I'm here.
I see your name.
Madam President,
Okay,
we're waiting on Mark and Scott.
I beg your pardon?
We're waiting on Mark and Scott.
Right.
Madam President, this is Donna. May I alert you that I need to try to depart as close to 5:30 as I can. I do have a couple of brief comments on your minutes, but not on it
Mhm.
you have on your agenda.
Okay. You have to leave in 4 minutes. Okay. Which minutes are you pertaining to? February 3rd or 4th
Let's see,
or both?
February 3rd.
Okay, good. It's first on the list. All right, let's see what we have here. All righty, we're in good shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Thank you. Action items. Approval of the February 3rd, 2021 board meeting minutes. Attorney Rasco, we'll let you make your comments since you have to leave us.
All righty, thank you. On page 25 of your minutes, I think it's from February 3rd at the very top. This is a little bit nitpicky, but you have Donna Rasco shared. In the last line, you have to be alignment. I think it just needs to say to be in alignment.
Yes, I noted that too.
Okay. And then on that same page down below, paragraph C, the description of Title IX, in the next to the last line, there's a statement, will require a new policy to procedures. And I think that probably needs to say to address procedures.
Okay, and that was paragraph C, Title IX. Policy should read what for the secretary, please? Would you repeat that?
Certainly, will require a new policy to address procedures. Add the word address before procedures.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
All righty.
My last
Thank
one
you.
is on page
Okay,
26. I'm sorry,
page what?
26 of your packet.
Okay.
Under number 9, closed session from the February 3rd meeting minutes. It's just moving those statutory references around. It should read, enter closed session in order to discuss confidential personnel matters pursuant to 143-318.11A1 and then the 115-218.25 and 115C-319. Those are the two statutory provisions that go with confidential personnel.
Okay.
The only thing that goes with confidential student is FERPA.
Gotcha.
And I think Ms. Cooper we've discussed that before, and you know, it's done, I think, in a couple other places, even in your minutes correctly. So if she and I need to follow up on that, I'd be happy to do that. But that's my only edit there.
All righty, thank you. And did you get that, Madam Secretary?
Yes, I have it, Madam President.
All righty, thank you very much. Were there any other areas of those minutes?
Those were the only items that I had. And
Okay.
again, with my apologies, if I may, I'm going to step away.
Well, thank you very much for your service today, Attorney Rasco.
You're very welcome.
Well,
You guys take care.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
All righty, you too. Any other corrections, additions, or deletions for the February 3rd, 2021 board meeting minutes? If not, do I hear a motion?
Madam Secretary, I did want to ask if I could revisit the board fund request. Is this a good time to ask that?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry about that. We might be able to do it under new business, but not at this time. No, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the February 3rd, 2020 minutes as amended?
Madam, it's Marilyn. Help me with the motion. I move to approve the amended February 3rd board meeting minutes with 3 revisions as presented by Attorney Rasco.
I'll second that. It has been moved by Marilyn Bennett and seconded by Hilda Parlay to approve the February 3rd, 2020 board meeting minutes as amended by Attorney Donna Rasco. Any more discussion on that matter? If not, all those in favor, roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Hilda Parlay,
Approve.
Marilyn Burnett,
Approve.
Mark Marley. Mark Marley. Mark Marley. Is he on mute?
Yes, he's currently muted.
Okay.
We'll go on to Scott
Selena Gary
and then
approved.
come back.
Okay, Scott Dable.
Approve.
Willie Thompson.
Approved.
Willie Thompson approves.
Mark Marley approves.
Mark Marley approves. Madam President, we have a unanimous decision to approve the minutes as amended from our board meeting of February 3rd, 2021.
All righty, thank you very much. Now, approval of the February 4th, 2021 emergency board meeting minutes. And she is, okay,
Sorry about that.
all righty, February 4 emergency. Okay,
Okay, hold on.
we saw
Here
the
we go.
top. Okay, just, yes, go back. Mhm. Okey dokey. Is there a motion, please?
Madam President, it's Scott. I
Yes, Scott.
will make a motion to approve the February 4th, 2021 emergency board meeting minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Madam, it's Marilyn, I second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Scott Dable and seconded by Marilyn Burnett that we approve the February 4th, 2021 emergency board meeting minutes. Discussion. If not, all those in favor, roll call, please.
Hilda Parlay,
Approve.
Marilyn Bonnett,
Approve.
Mark Marley. Mark Marley. Okay, Selena Gary approves. Scott Dable,
Approve.
Willie Thompson,
Approved.
Mark Marley.
He's on mute.
He's on mute again. Mark Marley.
I'm not sure. I tried to unmute him, but it wasn't working.
Yeah. Well, he can hear us, so.
The
Mark.
unmute popped up on my screen.
Beg your pardon?
This is Willie Thompson. The unmute popped up on my screen. It may have gone to the wrong screen.
No, I hit both.
Oh, okay.
Mark, how do you
approves.
vote?
There he is.
Okay.
There he
thank you.
is. Mark, do you approve of the minutes for February 4th? The
I do,
emergency?
yes.
Okay, thank you. We have a unanimous decision to approve the minutes of our emergency board meeting on February 4th as presented.
Thank you very much, Board and Madam Secretary. Approval of the Summer Learning Program, EOG, end of grade. Approval of the Summer Learning Program, EOG. Is there a motion, please?
Madam President, I second
Yes.
the motion. I make a motion to approve the summer learning program end of grade, EOG.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second. This is Mark.
Thank you very much. It has been moved by Selena Gary and seconded by Mark Marley that we approve the Summer Learning Program, end of grade. Discussion. If not, all those in favor, roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Hilda Parlay,
Approve.
Marilyn Bonnett,
Approve.
Mark Marley,
Mark approves.
Selena Gary approves. Scott Dable,
Approve.
Willie Thompson.
Approved.
Madam President, we have unanimous approval of the summer learning program, end of grade.
Thank you very much, Board. Moving right along, approval of the outdoor learning space furniture and professional development I move we approve the outdoor learning space, furniture, and professional development not to exceed $16,472. Is there a second?
I'll second that as well.
And that is Mark Marley. Okay, it has been moved by Hilda Parlay and seconded by Mark Marley that we approve the outdoor learning space furniture and professional development not to exceed $16,472. Discussion, Principal Gill, now's your turn. Principal Gill.
Yes, ma'am. I was just going to note that the discrepancy was in the attendance costs. It is $875 for a group of 4 to attend. But if not, then I guess we could pay for the difference at the school.
Say that again. You were going in and out on my end.
Sure.
Would you repeat?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. The discrepancy was in the cost of the attendance. I just wanted to, I looked at while you guys were in closed session. It was 75 and not 825.
So what is the individual cost? We'll have to divide that by 4.
That was a discrepancy of the $200.
Madam President, I think what Principal Gill is
Yes,
saying is she has four at 825. It's actually 4 at 875, which is a discrepancy that we have.
And that's the 200. Well, I'll have to restate my motion. I move that we approve the outdoor learning space furniture and professional development not to exceed $16,672. Mr. Marley, are you willing to second that?
Madam President, call a question. You need to, for parliamentary procedure, you need to withdraw your first, completely withdraw your first motion.
I stated that I would restate my motion, and I'll withdraw to help you.
Okay.
I move that we approve the outdoor learning space furniture and professional development not to exceed $16,672.
I'll second that.
Restate it. All righty. Discussion. Any more discussion?
Thank you, Board. I appreciate that.
Roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Hilda Parlay,
Approves.
Marilyn Bonet,
Approve.
Mark Marley. Mark Marley
Approve.
approves. Selena Gary approves. Scott Dable
Approve.
and Willie Thompson. Willie Thompson. Willie approves. Madam President, we have a unanimous decision on the motion to approve the outdoor learning board funds to approve the outdoor learning space, furniture, and professional development not to exceed $16,670.
Thank you very much, Board. Thank you very much. All right, item E, the approval of the auditor's letter of engagement and the contract. I move that we approve the auditor's letter of engagement and the contract.
Madam President, it's Scott. I will second that.
It has been moved by Hilda Parlay and seconded by Scott Dable that we approve the auditor's letter of engagement and contract. Discussion. If not, all those in favor, roll call, please. No discussion? Okay. Roll call, please, Madam
Hilda
Secretary.
Parlay,
Approves.
Marilyn Bonnet,
Approve.
Mark Marley,
Approve.
Selena Gary approves. Scott Dable,
Approve?
And Willie Thompson. Willie Thompson.
Approve.
Willie Thompson approves. Madam President, we have a unanimous approval of the auditor's letter of engagement and contract.
All righty, thank you, board. Next item, any new business? Is there any new business? Anything for the next agenda? And I might note that our annual meeting is held in April. And that is where we elect board members, officers again, and the appointment of our board legal counsel. So our annual meeting will go on the next agenda. Anything else for the next agenda? Alrighty, public comments. Madam Secretary is going to share with us public comments that were received in the board email address from February to date. Would you give us an overview of those, please, Madam Secretary?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Between February 4th and February 8th, we received 8 messages from concerned parents regarding our vote of February 3rd to approve in-person learning for grade K-5, 4 days a week at 50% capacity. The questions from the parents related to social distancing, how Plan A would work in rotation, support for teachers and virtual learning, and implementation of the 50% capacity requirement. As a result of the concerns at our emergency board meeting held on February 4th, 2021, we readdressed the issue by restating the motion indicating transition to grades K-5 to in-person learning 4 days a week would proceed at a gradual implementation as described by the administration, removing the reference to the 50% capacity. On February 25th, we received a letter from a parent concerning remote Wednesdays. The parent stated that on Wednesdays, her student attends moral focus class for 15 minutes and is given 1 hour of busy work for the rest of the day. Her question is, why aren't teachers required to provide more actual learning time? You have received the board's response to the initial message from this parent, along with Principal Gill's response and another reply back from the parent asking additional questions that will require a coordinated response from the board in consultation with Principal Gill and our attorney. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Madam Secretary. On the one for February 25th, the parent also attached the schedule, and it showed moral focus on Wednesday. It was open. And Principal Gill, I would think that since Wednesday is also the cleaning day, so that there is more understanding of why we do not have in-person learning, is to let parents be reminded that that is a day for thorough cleaning and sanitizing. And please be mindful too that these comments are coming to the board, and I would suggest that board members nor Principal Gill respond until after the board has reviewed these public comments, because we do have in our guidelines that we will respond in a timely manner, and we treat those as though we were in a meeting and not respond as they come to us, because we want to be very mindful of how we handle the responses to these public comments. Any other comments on those? All righty, thank you very much, Madam Secretary. Very well done. Now, announcements. We are supposed to announce 2 more board award winners today. And I would like to say, too, that Mr. Thompson has been attending the Ready to Open sessions sponsored by DPI and the Office of Charter Schools, where he's been learning all about charter school governance, finance, accountability and operations, and where do we go next. And this is one of the most perfect ways to train, in my opinion, new board members. And it's also another way for us to sign up for those classes as refresher, because we haven't taken the courses since 2013, I believe. I have signed up for some because things do change and we need to stay aboard and abreast of what is going on. So, Mr. Thompson, thank you for taking it upon yourself to do that. So again, this is the best learning I think that new members can engage in. Yes, indeedy. And I would like to announce that the 2 board members were chosen by the town's council, Human Council, to be highlighted in the Black History Month 2021 honor roll for community accomplishments. Without being vain, I will say one of them is Selena. Congratulations, Selena.
Thank you.
And I was the other person. So you may have gotten an email or seen it on Facebook or Instagram. So we are proud that the board was very well represented for going the extra mile within the community of Wake Forest. And so now let's see the board awards, Marilyn.
Scott, I will ask you to help random numbers 1 through 64, please.
Scott, 1 through 64?
Yep,
If not,
sorry,
you
I
can-
was on mute. 1 through 64, I got it. First one, 4040.
That is Tricia Morrison, an ELL instructor. Thank you. One more.
And the second one is number 6.
Number 6, Christy Billiter, 5th grade teacher.
Good.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you. And she's been there since day one. Ms.
Okay.
Villager has been there since day one. Thank you very much, board. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? If no further business, I move that we adjourn. Do I get a second?
Yep, it's Scott. I'll second that.
Thank you. It has been moved by Hilda Parlay and seconded by Scott Dable that we adjourn. Any more discussion about anything on the agenda for today? If not, roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Hilda Parlay,
Approves.
Marilyn Bonnet,
Approve.
Mark Marley, Selena Gary approves, Scott Dable,
Approved.
and Willie Thompson.
Approve.
Mark Marley,
Approve.
Mark Marley approves. We have a unanimous decision to adjourn our meeting, and the time right now is 10 minutes to 6.
Thank you very much, board. We are officially adjourned at 5:50 p.m. Thank you so much for your participation. Stay